Welcome to
Hello.
Pictures.
Well, for those who like animation, I use Animation Master as a 3D animation software. And here I'm working on a project. As you can see here, I've taken a couple graphics which I have designed and have stamped them on these boxes here. Actually, a friend of mine, Steve Kolarski, makes these masks in 3D out of plaster Paris, and then I take it and I colorize them in Adobe Photoshop, and I stamp them here. Here you can see this is wireframe, what they look like. You can see there. And this is with skin on them. And so I'm trying to come up with some kind of interesting animation. This is one of my models. All these models that I've built, and here's Aha Pictures, which this is another logo that I did, and it's in 3D. And we'll look at it in wireframe here, and this is wireframe. So I'm just rotating it in global space. Let's see. This is just part of a model that I'm building, which will be added to another model. There we go. And that's that bulb you saw, that first one, and this is what I'm working on here. This in 3D. It's pretty neat. And let's go back to shade for a minute. I can kind of put a bounding box over this area right here, and then we can rotate around that one area. Kind of show you how that looks. And that's front view, and then I have side view and top view. This is what, when you're looking down on it, we have a wine glass. Oh, this is just, here we have a wine glass, two primitive diamond shapes, and then a little star. I'm going to add all this. I'm going to come up with some kind of interesting animation, an artistic animation, and I'm hoping to use live footage of me in this animation project that I'm doing. And then we have, these are going to be doors. They're going to open up. Here we have these. And how this is going to work is these doors are going to actually kind of move in. They're going to start off shut, and then they're going to open up like that in the animation. And then another set of doors are going to open up. These doors will open up this way. So when the animation starts, these doors will open up, then these will come up, and these will fill up the entire screen. And again, these will animate, they'll be animated. So these are very simple, primitive shapes. So here we have another set of doors, and they'll open up. And this is in wireframe. These are very simple, spline-based animation. And again, this is Animation Master. This software runs around $300. So, and it's actually fun. It has a kind of intermediate learning curve. It's not the most expensive, but I like it. I actually find it, at first it was a little intimidating to learn. Okay, this is a very interesting model I made up a bunch of shapes. And there we have a wireframe, and now we're going to put a skin on it. And this is what these look like. And these are going to be twirling around in the animation, laid over top of real footage. And again, I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with the project. I'm kind of letting it organically just come out of me and just work with some kind of vision off the cuff and off the fly. I'm not really ready for a big plan yet. I'm just kind of coming up with a bunch of models. This is a city that I built, and it's actually really neat. If you're a fan of MC Escher, he did something like this with a lot of steps. And I think MC Escher, to me, is a very inspirational graphic artist. So here we have the city that I built, and I'm going to overlay this over top of some real footage of some landscape outside my house. Take this and just rotate it. These are just the models that I've built. They're not set in the choreography yet. They're just in the model window. And so we'll go. And because this model itself here has so many control points with the red and all the splines, it's very computer computational. It's just taken up a lot of memory for me to even rotate it with the skin on it. So I've got to, so it rotates well in the spline base, or I mean in the wireframe. But as soon as I put the skin on it, the shade, and I try to rotate it, it's very sluggish and very slow, and it actually kind of jolts around, and it's not fluid. So it's taken up a lot of memory just to rotate this shaded model. So I'm going to go back to wireframe here. So we're going to go, I'm going to put a point there, pull the spline down and put a point there, and then bound it and extrude it on the x-axis. I'm going to bound the whole thing and then go to the right view, and then I'm going to extrude it and now pull it just like that. Click off of it, and now it's extruded on all three axes. It's actually a 3D box. Okay, and you can see you have guidelines in a ruler here. I want to show you how quickly and simple it is in Animation Master to make a very quick primitive wine glass, and this is pretty neat. And we're going to go make a control point there, and then we're going to come down here and make a shape. And this side is going to be half of a wine glass. We're going to come down here, and this will come out here. Now, I'm going to click on a control point there, and I'm going to extrude. I'm going to lathe it around the y-axis, and look at that. Ta-da! You know, you have looks like a goblet or a wine glass. And the great thing is, I can go in here and I can shape it. You know, I can kind of pull it in a little bit, pull this up. You can, you know, this is not a very good wine glass at all, but I'm just showing you how simple it is to make a wine glass. This looks like a martini glass actually, and this side here needs to kind of come in a little bit. Now if you're looking at the top here and it has a sharp edge, we don't want that. So what you would do, you would bound these control points here and extrude it up the y-axis. Then you would pull this in just a little bit and then pull it down. And now when we look inside, it has a little bit of a lip. You may not want the lip quite that wide, but that just gives you an idea how you can, it won't be such a sharp lip edge on top of the wine glass. So we'll go back to the front view, and we'll go down here to the bottom. We'll just kind of scroll in there, and then we'll lathe the bottom and kind of pull it in and just kind of pull it up. And then you can, you know, that's pretty neat. You can just roll all around. So this is Animation Master. This is something I use. I am a hobbyist, and I just enjoy doing this. So check back with me.